going on YouTube? Here in El Paso, stopped to grab some food, so don't mind me eating. But I kind of wanted to go over just a brief kind of run over of how my last week went here. I will show all the pay stubs and stuff like that in a separate video I'm going to do, but just as a reference of kind of what an average week looks like typically. And I'm using last week as an example because it's like right in the middle of both ends of the spectrum of good and like what a slow week would be and what a higher week would be. And this one's right in the middle. So this past week, both Tim and I, my dispatcher, we ended up with about $6,900 in revenue total for the week, which that was fine. That's about right in the middle. That's over our weekly goal of at least 6,000, and typically we set our goals a little higher than that, but the minimum, absolute bare minimum, has to be 6,000. And we got 6,900, and I only spent roughly $800 in fuel. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head. I figured I'd eat outside because it's actually somewhat nice. It's not hotter than hell in El Paso, and gets me out of the truck. So we did 6,900 in revenue. Total fixed cost typically for me, and I say typically, it's the same every week. Totals out fixed cost is $2,000. So out of that 6,900, I get 80% of that of the line haul rate, and then I subtract the 2,000, which is fixed costs, and then I give myself, I always figure roughly 3,000 for the week, and that includes my fuel, because I always just say right off the bat that I'm going to spend $1,000 in fuel, which typically I don't. Here lately I've been keeping it lower than that. This week I kept it at 800. There's some weeks where I run less miles, but the revenue's higher. Just depending on what the loads are paying, and I spend way less than that. But bottom line, the end of the week, my total take home should be roughly 2,200 to 2,400 take home after everything. And that for me and what I have going on back home, my minimum I need to take home every week is about $2,000. If it comes close to that, that's cool. The lowest check I've ever seen with these guys was $1,800, $1,900. And that was just pandemic going on, states opening and closing, and then opening back up. And then we're probably going to go through another phase where states are probably going to start closing again and then opening back up. So it's a constant back and forth. But I think, considering the pandemic and everything else that's going on in the world, I think that's pretty decent if that's only my lowest week, which is about $1,800, $1,900. And in those weeks I didn't really run a whole lot anyhow. And the highest week I've ever had total take home was 4,200. And we just had a bomb ass week where the stars aligned and everything was just perfect. Everything went smoothly. I didn't run into any problems with shippers or receivers, traffic, weather. Everything went perfect. And I couldn't be happier with it. But typically my averages every week consistently is $2,000 to about 2,800 is typically what I see every week. And like I said before, I don't run hard. Because I actually kind of like to enjoy myself. Like right now, I'm stopped and having breakfast finally, just chilling. I don't go balls to the walls like some of these guys do, and I know some people are probably going to tear me apart on that. But if that's how you like to run, cool. You do you, dude. But me personally, I take it easy a little bit, and it's just because it's the only way I can enjoy this job. If I do it that way. But so basically, for someone who's, I'm not a slacker, but I don't go too crazy with it. I feel like doing $2,000 to 2,500 a week is pretty decent. And there's obviously guys out there that are seeing way more than that because they run crazy all day long, every day. I could be home every 2 weeks, just given where I live at. But with West Virginia being the way that they are, and freight market sucking and isn't all that great, you know, it's kind of a pain in the ass getting in and getting out, whatever. That being said, getting home for home time is never an issue. At the very least, I deadhead home like 60 or 80 miles, and honestly, I don't mind biting the fuel cost to do that, because it's all downhill. Usually I'm coming out of Ohio somewhere around Columbus anyways, and I'm empty, so it's hardly burning anything at all. So yeah, that was just kind of a real quick rundown. When I get this week's settlement on Thursday, like I said, pardon the whole eating, I'm starving, haven't eaten yet. When I get the whole settlement in my email on Thursday, I'll actually pull it up on my computer, and I'll show you guys an exact breakdown of all the charges that you're going to see and what I ended up with. But yeah, with all that being said, I think I'll end that there, and you guys have a good one. Like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments, let me know if there's something you want to know. That way I can put it together and cover it. That'd be great. But yeah, like I said, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do. I'll talk to you all later.